Hey guys, welcome to another Cigar Chat brought to you live on CigarFederation.com, broadcast around the world, the Armed Forces Radio Network. Rob from Cigar Federation here with you every week, as always. We've got Logan hanging out in the. You're not in the supply closet anymore. You can't really call it a bunker.
No.
You could be in the nest because you got the big eagle behind you.
So am I not here every week?
No, you are.
Because you always say here as always. And I'm here every week. I'm going to be on live from when I'm in India next week.
Are you really? I thought we were getting you replaced for that week.
No, I'm going to go for it just so I'm real crotchety at like 5:30 in the morning.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah.
Get Logan before his Indian tea breakfast.
Hey man, don't dodge the tea, man. It's gotten me through many a stomach issue by drinking hot tea, man.
Many a morning too, I'm sure. Well, that's good. How's everything on the home front?
Good, man. Jared will actually be here in T-minus an hour. He's my handyman extraordinaire, so he'll be here helping me put on the door to the baby's room and all that kind of stuff.
You gonna be building cribs and bassinets and all that?
Well, I think of me more as management and think of him more as an employee, and I'm just going to be kind of directing him, so I've got him for the next 72 hours, so whatever I ask him to do, he'll do.
Yeah, tell him when he gets frustrated with you just to give me a call. I'll keep my phone on
exactly
on ring so he can vent to me. Well, that's good. I'm glad that everything's going well, and you're creeping up on the due date. You've got what, like 2 months left?
3. Well,
3 months. Well, the final trimester. The
final trimester till my life's over, pretty much.
That's good. That's good. So get some sleep now while you can. We've got Grace Sotolongo joining us from Sotolongo Cigars. Grace, thank you for taking the time to hang out with us tonight. And you're live from Miami, huh?
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Yeah,
what was that?
We're happy to have you on. So, I think we've got a little bit of a delay. So you're joining us live from Miami, correct?
Yes, I am. Go Heat.
Yeah, what's the score? Have we got scoring updates yet?
I have no idea right now, but
I put you on the spot.
I wasn't looking at my app. I was tweeting.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to get, apparently we'll be having some Miami Heat scoring updates throughout the evening. And if any of you guys who are watching live or paying attention to the NFL draft, you want to let me know when the 49ers trade up to pick wide receiver, let me know. That'd be good.
Oh, we're at halftime right now.
Oh, they're at halftime. What's the score?
46 Nets, 45 Miami.
Oh, they're losing at halftime. It's over. It's done.
No.
Well, the Nets are in the playoffs. Weren't the Nets just horrible last year? Weren't they horrible this year? I don't know. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Last year.
We're getting off topic. No, Miami's got a good team. I'm not much of a basketball guy, but I know enough to know that LeBron James is pretty good.
Is that the one where they put the ball in the hoop?
Yeah. No, they got the nets and the blue line and all that, right? It's ice.
Something like
Aren't
that.
They ice? No, that's hockey.
They got bats.
I don't know anything about hockey either. That would make basketball interesting if you guys some guys are running around with bats. That would it would anyway. We were getting so far off topic. So Grace, this is the first time we've had a chance to chat with you on the show. Why don't you give us a little bit of your background, and then tell us kind of a little bit about your journey through the cigar industry, and then after that we'll get into some audience questions. We'll talk about the Echa-Cera. Yeah.
You got it.
Right? I got it right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Echa-Cera after that. So give us a little bit of background.
Well, I started in the industry. This year will be roughly 5 years. Not working, just smoking. I'm 25. I started smoking shortly before my 21st birthday. I was introduced to cigar shops and cigars because of my friend Berta Bravo. She's the Guayabera lady. She does the 4-pocket Cuban shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And dresses a lot of different manufacturers and cigar shop owners. And so I started going to shops with her, promoting her Guayaberas. I met a lot of people, became friends with many manufacturers. And I fell in love with the industry because of the community you find in stores. I love the fact that you could have, a doctor, a lawyer, the kid that works at McDonald's, whoever from any walk of life just sitting there and enjoying a cigar and talking about one common hobby that we all have. And that's where I met the Garcia family, and I became friends with Johnny Garcia. and they were looking for a receptionist slash customer service rep. And I took the job, went to work for them, was there about 3 years. I always had the ambition of going on the road, and I was telling Logan a little bit earlier that, you know, even though I was 24 last year when I made the decision to leave, and I'm young, for a girl to be able to go out on the road, these are the years to do it. And my father's cigars didn't have the position. It killed me to make the decision to leave, but I made it so that I could have the opportunity to go out on the road. I interviewed with several companies, came across Christian, and he was looking for a girl to do a brand. And when he said that, even though everybody else offered me what I wanted, which was to do a bit of marketing and cigar promotions, sort of be a cigar ambassador or whatever for a brand, Christian said, let's do a brand, and you can be the face of it. And I think anybody who's offered that would take it. So I did. And here we are. Here's Echa-Cera.
Yeah, that would be tough to to turn down. Hey, Logan, would you turn that down?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that anybody would want you to be the face of their franchise, bro.
Hey, man. I'm telling you, you'd have to. Never mind. My real job pays me too much money for me to do that.
It was set up there. I had to take it.
Hey, but man, I could be like the next Clint Aaron, like wearing leather pants around, but it'd be like fat leather pants. So it would be hilarious. You know?
I'm sorry, that's funny, dude.
I know it is.
I don't ever want to see that. Ever.
I'll bring fat leather pants to the trade show this year. I'll rock it out. I don't care.
I'm telling you, that's how Clint got stuck with the leather chaps, dude.
I'll do it.
You can come to my booth, and you can just hang out.
Oh, man.
Done. I'll get some tight leather fat pants.
Okay. Well,
done. All right, I got to do it.
Oh, man. Somebody write this down somewhere. And a what?
A tube top.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, my boobies would be hanging out.
That's the whole point. You'll be the main attraction at the Echa-Cera booth.
If I have to, I mean, I'll help you sell some cigars. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Dude, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll get you an Echa-Cera tube top.
Hey, all right. What size do those come in? Mediums?
Extra small.
Oh, all right. Let's do it. Hey, you make it. I'll wear it. That's
awesome.
it.
Oh my God, this is like we're objectifying Logan. It's so bad.
I know.
I mean, it's funny in theory, but there's enough people watching to know that this might actually have to happen, and that scares me. That scares me a little bit. So okay, so I'm gonna digress and try to get us back on track. So
okay.
So tell me, we've got a few minutes before our first break. Tell me how did that all come about? Once you had that meeting with Christian and you made in essence the offer that you couldn't refuse. What are the steps after that? I mean, I've never really I don't know how did you go from there to getting the Echa-Cera done?
Yeah, in order to have it done by October and be able to do a launch, we had to choose everything very quickly. And
so
I'm a person.
Let me interrupt real quick. Sorry, this was just before July last year, right? And you wanted to have the brand
in July. I started working for Christian the second week of July.
And you wanted to have the brand done by October?
Yeah.
Wow, that's gutsy.
He had a lot of tobacco that he had been saving because he did want to work on different projects. He just didn't know who he was going to work with to be able to come up with a couple different brands and blend different cigars if he had to. So he had aged tobacco, so we had to choose a blend quickly so that we had it 2 months, 3 months to age it. So to age the actual cigars because the tobacco leaves were already aged. So the first week that I worked for him, it was here in Miami. I quickly got together with the artist for Echa-Cera, and I told her, this is my vision, and, go working on it. Her name is Ninosca Perez Castellon. She's a great friend of mine. She's a Cuban activist. She's been around the Cuban community for years. Her father and her brothers and stuff were involved with trying to take down Fidel, which didn't work, but whatever. Her husband was a political prisoner, etc. So she's been doing art for about 5 years, and I just love it because it's very colorful and very happy. So I wanted her to do it for me. I quickly came to me. I wanted something different and unique. I didn't want to use my name because I thought as my first cigar, you know, coming out, it would be very cocky to do that. So I just wanted to do something that was, you know, cool, but different and unique and not resemble anybody else's names. So we went to the show. We came back. We went 3 days down to Honduras and Nicaragua. I chose to do it all from Nicaragua because it's what I know and it's what I feel authentic speaking about, because that was my background working with my father's cigars. And he blended, I told him basically the flavor profile I wanted. He blended 4 cigars. I chose 2 that I liked. He kind of blended again within the spectrum of those 2 that I liked, and I chose my blend. And I'm the kind of person that when my gut tells me this is it, that's it. Like, I don't second guess myself. If I second guess myself, then we're gonna have problems because it'll take me forever to choose. But if I just stick to it, and that's basically how this whole brand came together.
Yeah, that's.
I knew I fell in love with it. The name came to me, and I was like, that's it. And Christian really gave me the freedom to run with my creativity, and he trusted the blend that I chose, and he enjoyed it, and we had other people smoke it and they enjoyed it, and we were like, this is it. And that's how it just went like that.
Wow, that's that's fast, man. I mean, we've been doing this show for a while, and we've interviewed, you know, several people, and we always get the well, this blend took us, you know, it was about a year in the making because of this, that, and the other thing, and you know, there's always something that comes up, but to be able to have something come together that quickly and to come together with a product that, you know, that everybody's happy with, that's pretty impressive. I mean, obviously he had some stuff kind of in the hopper that was waiting and he was ready, but that's still fast, man.
Now we've been working on a couple other stuff that will come out later on, but we've been working on it with time, more, you know, specific to, you know, other blends and things, and you know, letting it age. But with Echa-Cera, we needed something, and I was just happy with what he did. It was very specific to what I asked. I didn't want something overly complicated or, hey, let's get tobacco from here, from there. I, you know, adapted to the tobaccos he had as well, and, you know, we made it simple. Without making a lot of complication.
Yeah, that's, if you want to come. What was the reasoning to have it done by October? There was the goal set for, what was the reason for that?
Well, because I came on board for Echa-Cera, and, you know, I wanted to get out on the road. I went on the road a couple months before doing little things here and there with CLE, but I came on board for Echa-Cera, so if Echa-Cera wasn't out there, then what was I to do?
That's a good point.
You know?
Collect a paycheck and do nothing.
No, I can't do that. That would kill me. I can't just sit around and not do anything.
Oh, you're missing out. Missing out.
That's too funny, dude. That's funny. Well, yeah, that's so. I think we got a break coming up here in a second.
In 10 seconds.
Okay, so on the other side, we'll get a little bit more into the artwork because actually I have some questions about the band, and then we'll start taking some audience questions and all that. Guys, we'll be right back after the break. And welcome back to Cigar Chat, brought to you live on CigarFederation.com, broadcast around the world on the Armed Forces Radio Network. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are out there in the world. We're here with Grace Sotolongo talking about the Echa-Cera, which now that I know how to say it, I really like saying. And
I thought it was the Henacretia.
There's no N.
Hey, man, it's Espanola. I don't know how to say it. It's close enough.
Hey, on that note, Logan, this segment, who is this segment brought to us from?
Yeah, this segment is brought to us by our friends at Drew Estate. So everyone out there listening on AFRN, we just appreciate what you guys do for us, fighting for our freedoms every day. We teamed up with Drew Estate. If you go to drewestate.com/AFRN, there's a contest open just for military listeners on AFRN, where you can win an acid collector's tin and a new hat and one of their new camo hats. Check it out. You can check it out at drewestate.com/AFRN. Back to you, Robert.
I love the Drew Estate guys.
Yeah,
Who doesn't?
They do a good job, and we're real happy to be able to team up with them. It's drewestate.com/AFRN, DREWESTATE. Okay, so talking about Echa-Cera, I know that you've got more stuff in the works that you alluded to, and then we're going to prod you for more information later, so prepare for that.
Cool.
Now, with the band, I'm curious because when I was trying to describe it in the review that I wrote, to me it looks like you've got like a green tobacco leaf, a brown tobacco leaf, but it also kind of looks like what are the birds with the bright feathers?
It looks like a kraken.
No, not a kraken.
There's a heart.
A pear?
There's a heart.
There's a heart in there, but what are the birds with the bright feathers that walk? Peacock.
Peacock.
It kind of looks like it has a kind of peacock kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Am I completely making that up?
The artwork is basically the headdress. The band comes from this part right here.
Okay.
And then when we cut it right here, it was like, well, that's her forehead. I can't put Echa-Cera across her forehead, so we kind of extended the sunrise down to the bottom and just made the band.
So there's no peacock influence at all?
No, sorry.
No, that's all right. I went for it, though. I went for it. No, I really like the artwork. And now, is that based on you? Is that a picture of you?
Maybe.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. No, the artwork is fantastic. Yeah, that's... now
The box is super cool, too. My wife's like, that's the coolest looking box. Did a girl make that? And I was like, as a matter of fact, she did.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check out the box, we've got 3 of these we're giving away today. This is a tiny box. It's 10 Coronas, which that's what I reviewed today. And you can see that it opens up, and it's got the picture right inside, and all that. They're very cool. It's just I was surprised at how small it is. But I mean, it's a 5.5 by 44, so it's a Corona, so it's going to fit in there. But so I'm going to go down the line. We got a bunch of audience questions, and I'm just going to start.
The first question, and the most pressing. Somebody wants to marry you, Grace. Are you available?
No, I'm really flattered, but no, sorry.
Yeah, her boyfriend is in the other room, and he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He looks like he could handle his business. So I would.
Yeah. He emailed me today, actually. Believe it or not.
He emailed you?
He emailed both of us. It's her boyfriend. Anyways, we'll move on. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Maybe I haven't seen the email. Okay.
He makes cigars.
Yeah, he's in the industry.
Yeah. I won't say who it is. Anyways, move on.
He works. No, it's fine. I don't. Gabriel. It's a new brand being distributed here in the States.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah. Gabriel did email us today.
He did.
It's funny.
He freaking did.
You know, it's funny because when you said that, he was on the camera earlier, and he said he bent down to wave, and I was trying to look up above the camera for some reason.
Yeah, he was. That was fun.
And you said Gabriel, and I thought, you know what? We got an email from Gabriel, and I just found his business card the other day, and I was going to email him back. I haven't had a chance to email. Let him know we'll email him back later tonight.
I'll let him know when I go inside.
Okay. That's funny. I didn't know that. So you guys threw me for a loop there.
Connect the dots, Robert.
So this is kind of a standard question. This one's from Jason Hill. We had a question from Jose. We already addressed it about the artwork. Jason Hill wants to know what was one of the most challenging aspects of creating your own cigar line.
The most challenging part was, well, I can't even think of what the most challenging part was because I was pretty on point with everything and very, like I said, I think probably choosing the band because I knew the artwork for the box. I knew the name. We had chosen the blend, and we were like, well, the bands need to get to Nicaragua in the next 3 weeks, and we didn't have a band. I had thought everything through except for the band. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? And then we're like, well, plain Echa-Cera, won't, then it just doesn't fit in with the whole box. And at the time we had Jacqueline Sears working with us at the office, and we said, and she started tweaking it, and we created the band from the artwork. I think the band was the biggest challenge because I just hadn't thought about the band.
No, if that's your biggest, and the bands are important. I'm a very visual. I'm a designer by trade, and
Yes,
bands for me are important. I know Logan doesn't care. For long-term branding purposes, you need to have a band. That's just my opinion. But no, if that's your biggest concern, if that was the biggest challenge that you faced,
you're doing all right.
Yeah, you're doing all right. Next question's from Jose, 302 Jose, a friend of the show.
Man Angel.
He's what?
He calls me Man Angel.
He calls you Man Angel?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I call him Man Angel.
You guys have a weird relationship.
Whatever.
I love it.
What is your? Now, I like this question. What is your vision and personal goals for your brand moving forward?
What I would like to do is obviously establish Echa-Cera as a brand that stays. That's what your goal is when you do any business. So that's definitely something that I want to make sure, and that we grow it gradually, because I believe that anything that grows gradually stays. When things blow up, they tend to fall a lot faster than they even blew up. So I want to grow it steadily. With all our decisions on when new things come out and stuff like that, to be gradual, because we do have a lot of different brands attached to us. So I want to make sure that we don't compete with each other and we all help each other grow. Personally, I told Christian when I was working at my father's cigars, I always wanted to learn how to roll a cigar, and I did that. I got to learn in the office. I went to Nicaragua, and I got to learn that. So what I would like to do is, down the line, be able to blend a cigar where I can grab the leaves and say, okay, let me do this and let me grab that and blend it. It might take 5, 10, 15 years to do it. I'm not a master blender. I don't think I'll ever be a master blender, but I want to be able to say I blended a cigar. Even though this one was done specifically to my likings and my tastings, I want to be able to do it on my own. So that's where I'm looking towards.
Let me qualify your statement. You want to blend a cigar that is good, because I've blended a cigar
absolutely.
on Cigar Safari, and it was
I can
trash.
go blend one right now.
Oh, exactly. But you want it to be good.
So yeah, you just got to be specific with that goal.
We have a visitor, guys. Come here. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Come in.
Oh, who's
Hello.
that?
That's Gabriel's daughter.
Oh, she's cute.
Say thank you.
Hi, sweetheart. What's your name?
How old are you? Like 20?
4.
Come here.
24.
Can you count money yet? Do you drive?
Her name is Gianna, and she's 4.
Oh, she's cute. Hi, Gianna.
Yeah.
She's like, help me with my coloring book.
So those are my goals.
No, I'm telling you, I've played around with blending in a very controlled environment. So has Logan, and you can still screw it up when they give you stuff that's supposed to taste good together. So
They lie.
So that's a process, that's for sure.
I'd smoke your cigar.
What's that?
I'd smoke your cigar.
I'll send you one.
We'll send you one. I don't know. Hey, the way I solve it, if it sucks, just put San Andreas on it. That just fixes everything. That's my fix for every blending problem.
That's it. It doesn't matter. Just put the wrap.
All right, San Andreas.
That's good. That's
Triple
fun.
arrow. Just throw it in. It's good. That's what I do.
Okay, so this one's got a question from Punch Nubbit. He says, in your opinion, what sets the Echa-Cera apart from being just another cigar?
Well, everything with Echa-Cera is very different to what's in the market. It's very, very colorful. Everything was made to attract people. So the first thing people see is this colorful face just looking at you. So people look at it. That sets it apart. In a humidor where there's all sorts of brown and black tones, there's this one box that stands out. You know, there's a couple other brands that have, you know, the pop of color. Like, for example, Camacho has done now with their new boxes, but it's one pop of color in each box. This is, you know, all sorts of colors. So that sets it apart. Even though there are other brands that are, you know, females, not from a cigar family. So that sets it apart as well. And the way the brand has grown has been through basically social media that has put it out there. So that definitely sets it apart because it's not a brand that we just started growing through ads in magazines or, you know, just hitting shops. It started growing even before it was out because of social media. So everything, I believe, is unique and stands out. And it's a cigar that many people can smoke because it's, you know, medium. It's creamy. It has something that appeals to many different people. And so I believe that it even, you know, the name and everything just stands on its own. It's unique.
Yeah, I would, the thing that stands out for me, I mean, the appearance, obviously, for all the reasons that you said. For me, it's the creamiest cigar I've ever smoked. I like a creamy cigar, but this was the creamiest. I mean, it had the creamy texture and the creamy flavor, which that's how it stands out for me. And in my review, for me, it's more of it's kind of a mild plus to a medium minus for me.
Technical.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's not really. I wouldn't call it like a medium strength. I wouldn't call it a mild strength. It's somewhere in between the two.
Yeah. It all depends on your palate.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had people smoke it that have told me this is not medium. This is very spicy. There's a lot. You know, it's, you know, way more strong than what you say. And I'm like, I don't think it is. I think it's medium.
Yeah, I think it's mild.
Think it's
all day long.
Mild, medium. So it all depends on your palate as well.
Sure. So yeah, that's a good question, good answers. Let's see, we've covered a lot of this stuff. What flavor profile? We talked about that.
50 seconds.
Well, if we're going to go into a break, I'm not going to ask you a big question right now. So, do we have a scoring update on the game?
A score update? Let's see. I can tell you because Bill Williams, my good friend Bill from Vegas, said that I made him go out to Arizona to smoke Echa-Cera. So I won't make that huge mistake again on the website.
Yeah, I did promise that Bill would ask his questions, and they're coming up. So we'll get 51. It's not. That's the thing with basketball. I feel like you could watch the last 2 minutes, and then that's the whole game.
That's when, yeah.
I guess you could say that about any sport, though.
Except for baseball.
Well, you could say baseball, like the ninth inning is what matters, unless you scored 8 runs in the first.
No,
so, anyway, we'll get to Bill's all-important questions on the other half of this break. Hey guys, welcome back to Cigar Chat, brought to you live on CigarFederation.com. Broadcast around the world on the Armed Forces Radio Network. We're here with Grace Sotolongo talking about the Echa-Cera. We're going to get into a little bit more audience questions. Then we're going to ask a bunch of questions about what's coming up that she's probably not going to be able to answer yet, but we're going to ask them anyway. Logan, final segment. Who's this final segment brought to us by?
Yeah, the final segment is brought to us by none other than my favorite Canadian, Paul Stulak. Check out Rob because he is so amazing and good. We actually have a brand new, dare I say, proprietary sample of Paul Stulak in the store. Each one of his 5 blends in the store. It's $50. We're doing I believe a sale on it actually today. But yeah, you should check it out. It's a good way to sample all of his blends. Paul's a really cool guy. He is probably my favorite Canadian other than Cigar Surgeon. Check it out, store.cigarfederation.com. Back to you, Robert.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if it's proprietary, but I think we might be the only people who have a Paul Stulak sampler. So if you want to check those out, you can find them at the store.cigarfederation.com. Okay, so Bill made me promised to answer his questions. I haven't read it yet, so I hope it's not inappropriate.
No, Bill's awesome. He's always a gentleman.
Really?
Yeah.
Bill always takes his photos with very pretty ladies. Every time he's got a new photo, it's with some very pretty ladies.
Well, that's why they take pictures.
Oh, there you go. That's touche.
Maybe he's wearing leather pants.
Negative.
Maybe.
Negative. Well, I don't know. They're just midsection up. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so let's see. He says, with your first release, I've only identified one technical error. The fact that you required your good friend and supporter, Bill Williams, to travel to Phoenix. Oh, you just talked about this.
That's what, yeah. I was like, I
yourself.
promise I won't make that mistake again.
Okay, there you go. He says, do you have any plans with any other cigar manufacturers in upcoming collaborations or announcements? Look at Bill scooping the news.
Yeah, no. We are such a big boutique company with, I mean, we're big, but we're small. You know, we have Tom with Asylum, Edgar with One Shot, One Kill and EH. We have Robert Wright with Pure Soul, Christian with Eiroa and CLE, and myself with Echa-Cera. That, you know, if I were to call in our company, because we do have so many different primaries within it. But right now, in the near future, I don't see going, you know, elsewhere because I'm focused on growing Echa-Cera. And you know, why mess around? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you got to kind of have to focus on your own house first before you start.
And we help each other out. You know, I help out everywhere I go. I always promote our family company. You know, we have great cigars coming out of Honduras, you know, with Christian CLE and Eiroa and stuff. So we have a lot of work to do, not just with Echa-Cera, but helping with the other brands. So bringing in another person would take time away from us just growing right now.
Fair enough. That makes sense. Question here from Fat Kid. He says, have you had to deal with any setbacks because you're a female owner in a male-dominated area? Arena, sorry.
No. I think it's all in the way that you carry yourself. You know, you can be classy and be sassy, be friendly, be, you know, respected, and smoke your cigars and, you know, talk to people about what you know. If you don't know something, let people tell you what they know, you know, not correct people and stuff like that. Like, I like to learn from everybody. I don't know everything. So when I speak to people and when I speak to the guys and stuff like that, I'm mostly with guys all the time, every time I go to a shop and stuff like that. So I learn something new every day, and I let them explain, and they allow me to explain as long as I'm respectful and cordial to them. So I think it's just in the way you carry yourself. I haven't had any setbacks or, I mean, other than some people telling me, oh, your box is very girly. But I'm a girl. I put the cigar out there. What am I supposed to do?
No, fair enough. No, I think that's a good answer. I mean, you carry yourself, you know, if you carry yourself with confidence, and people have no choice but to recognize that, and I think that makes sense. Another question from Fat Kid. He says, any tips for other females looking to launch their own brand?
What I just said, carry yourself respectfully, with confidence. Know what you're doing and what you're talking about. Don't just go out there, you know, repping a cigar and not knowing, or being the face of a cigar that you don't know what it is. Because people are smart. They'll catch on it if you don't know. So learn about it. Do it because you have a passion for it, not because maybe you're being paid good money or whatever. Do it because you really have a passion. And be respectful. You know, I think that you have to be respectful to those who were here before, to all the families and all the women that were here before. I have a great respect for, you know, Cynthia Fuente. I've always said, to me, she's the first lady of cigars. So if you model yourself after her, you will be winning. If you model yourself after some bikini model, then you have to take what comes at you.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. I mean, That's what I always tell Logan that. I mean, Logan, just be classy. You know, don't dress too provocatively.
Yeah, I mean,
try to
look at Logan.
keep yourself
He's
together.
the hot stuff.
I mean, you don't want to see these man titties coming out of a tube top. It'll people who it'll stop the show. It would stop the great show.
It conjures up images of Peter Griffin.
Potentially.
So
we're gonna find out.
So Grace, you briefly alluded to some projects that you're working on now. Is there anything in the works that you can tell us about?
Well, I do have, and Christian and I do have the goal of doing a stronger cigar as a second cigar. That I can say. Whether it will be at the show or later on in the year, I don't know yet. We're working on it. We have other stuff. I'm very creative, so I get ideas and I get names, and then what are we going to do with it, and what's the plan? So there are plans. There just isn't a timeline right now. We are working on it within the next couple weeks to figure out what we're going to do.
Okay, fair enough. This is kind of a follow-up question, even though it wasn't necessarily meant to be one. This one's from Mike Puzin. He says you have a very take the bull by the horns kind of attitude towards the cigar industry. He says, what's the next thing that you are looking to achieve?
Well, like I said before, I want to make sure that Echa-Cera is a brand that stands on its own, and I want to learn from everybody. I want to grow and be respected by everyone. So, there's stepping stones to everything, and the dues you got to pay to be there. So that's my goal. I just want to make Echa-Cera a brand known and, one day blend the cigar and go from there.
So when with upcoming releases, like you had mentioned, something that's going to be a little bit stronger, is that are you taking that Echa-Cera name, and will it be like the Echa-Cera Fuerte or whatever, or will it be something totally different?
I don't know just yet, because like I told you, I'm very creative, so I've come up with all sorts of different names. And then Christian is like the big brother I didn't want, and he always says that I'm the little sister he didn't want, because we go and we argue back and forth, and then we stop talking for a couple days, and then we come back. But it works out for us. So I don't know if we're going to change the name or what it is. I can say I will continue using Ninoska's artwork, because I think that'll be the trademark for the brand. That is what will tie everything to each other.
No, that sounds good. I think that actually works better in my mind than tying the name together. It's just the visual of it works. Another question from Mike Puzin. He says, you have said before that real men wear pink.
Yeah.
You have said that. Okay, good.
Yeah.
He says, how are you trying to flip the cigar world for the uptight men out there who are used to the norm?
Well, I'm not trying to flip the industry or whatever. I just want guys to have something else to smoke and not be afraid of it because there's color. Really traditional guys stick to what they smoke. The really traditional Lancero smokers don't go away from a Lancero. The Padron smokers, the Fuente smokers, don't usually go away from that. And those are the really, really old school guys. So, you try to educate them on your cigar, and you hope that they try it. But I want other guys that do like variety not to be afraid of the color of the cigar. If you take up the band and you like it, why not pick it up because of the band, I want people just to be a little bit more open-minded. This is not a girl's cigar. It's not a girly cigar. It's made by a woman, but it's not a woman's cigar. It's for everybody.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to jump back here to a question that I skipped over from Punch Nub, but I skipped it because there were a lot of numbers in it. But then now that I read it, it's actually a good question. He says the Vitolas that you offer in the Echa-Cera, it's 3 different sizes. 5.5 by 44, 4.5 by 4.5 by. Oh, there's 4? Oh, yeah. He only listed 3. I'm just going with the information he gave me. Okay, so what's the other one? We've got a Corona, and then like a petite robusto, a 6x60, and what else?
And a 6x52, a Toro.
Okay. He says, can you let us know if there are any, describe the flavor differences between the sizes? Because it's obviously, you can tell when you're smoking a Corona and then you go to a 6x60, you're going to get some flavor variance.
Yeah, you'll get a little bit of variance. I think that the spices are a lot more noticeable in the Corona and the Robusto than in the 60. There is that bit of a variant, but when you smoke all 4 sizes, it is the same blend. You can tell. But obviously, there's more filler in a 60 than there is in a Corona. A bit of, where maybe the 60 will be a tad milder than the Corona.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Yeah, so pretty standard. I mean, that's, as a cigar smoker, you're going to realize that with just about any brand. I mean, you go with the larger the ring gauge, you usually have less spice and things of that nature. Logan, you got any audience questions there we need to get to?
No, we're just talking about backwoods. No, we're not talking about anything important.
Okay.
No, I've been directing them to add to the page, so they might have. Yeah, you might want to refresh.
Yeah, you're right. There are some more on here. Okay, this is a good question from Jason. He says, when you blended the cigar, what was the primary size you used for your test blends? He said, did you set out to? Oh, go ahead.
A standard Robusto, a 5x50.
Okay.
The only reason I didn't make the 5x50 is because every size in the brand is a size I enjoy for different reasons. I wanted a little bit shorter than the regular 5. I wanted a 4 and smoke in the car. The 4.5x50. It holds the ash, but it's short enough for a drive. The Corona was done because it's one of my favorite sizes to smoke when I'm at home. Because I talk a lot, so when I'm at shops and stuff, the cigar's going off, and people are like, "Oh, that's a bad cigar." No, it's a very small ring gauge. If you don't continue smoking it, it goes off.
Yeah.
So that's why I did the Toro. The 6x52 is my favorite size when I'm at shops and I am, enjoying the company of friends and I'm doing events. It's long enough and it'll stay lit for periods of time while I'm speaking. And I did the 60, which is what I'm smoking right now. I enjoy smoking it, but also for the guys who like the bigger ring gauges.
And it moves in the stores.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's true.
I won't go bigger. That's the asylum territory. But 60, is something for everyone.
Cool. Well, I think with the Bing Bang, we're out of time. So, Grace, thanks for hanging out with us for a little while and answering our questions, be it silly questions or insightful questions. We got a little bit of both. So I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah. So let everybody know where they can find you on Facebook, Twitter, and things like that.
Well, you can look me up under my name, Grace Sotolongo, on Facebook, and Sotolongo Cigars. On Twitter and Instagram, it's at Grace Sotolongo. So come on out. If there's any question that I missed or anything else you guys want to ask, please just feel free to go to the wall, ask, and I will answer. And thank you guys. Thanks for everybody who's watching and who sent their questions in. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate you hanging out. Logan, thank you for being quiet today. And
I was expecting a lot more from Logan.
Logan shows up later.
Yeah. No.
Who do we have next week, Logan?
My boy, Hyam
from Cigar Oasis is coming on next week. So we're gonna
talk about humidification and stuff.
Yeah, how to keep your take better care of your cigars, and apparently you can adjust it with your phone now.
Apparently.
The world's getting out of control. But anyway, guys, we appreciate the support. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us on or listening to us on AFRN, thank you for everything you guys are doing out there, keeping us safe. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. And everybody stay safe.
Adios. And we're back in fucking action. I can cuss now.
Yeah, so. This is the part where Logan shows up and I get to be quiet. All right, go Logan.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Start running your mouth.
I'm really excited about wearing this medium tube top with however you say your brand, hit Echa-Cera across the chest. How do you say it? I can't say it.
Echa-Cera.
Echa-Cera.
Silent
Did I
H.
say-
Pretend the H isn't
Echa-Cera.
there.
Like an Etch-a-Sketch. Like an
Exactly.
Echa-Cera. There we go. You got to relate it back to me. I'm a big child. So, but I wasn't even around. Etch-a-Sketches. I'm young. Not as young as you, but I'm pretty young compared to Rob.
You guys are all babies.
I know, man. Millennials, what the fuck are you going to do with us? Don't even get it. You know? I tell my boss that every day. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Logan, you fucking millennials. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. So, what are we doing this last segment? I know we're doing one giveaway.
Yeah, we've got a giveaway, and I mean that's really it. Like I got through all the audience questions. We had a lot of people were asking about the the initial process, and that was a lot of the stuff that we covered right up front. You had mentioned, and this is kind of a question that we always ask because everybody wants something new. I mean, your brand's been out for what, 7, 8, 9 months now.
7 months.
And we already want something new. We already want to know what's next. So when can we expect to see a Echa-Cera Lancero?
Maybe next year. Maybe.
Maybe.
Christian's not big on making Lanceros. I enjoy Lanceros, which is why I did the Corona, so that because the Coronas sell a lot better. I mean, from the selling perspective, everybody likes Lanceros. Doing a regular production of Lanceros is not, cost effective because they usually sit. So they're great for limited runs. Yeah. Right now, Asylum just did a limited run of Lanceros called 99 Problems, and Edgar Hoyle is working on a Lancero for his line. So it would be kind of competing against each other. So Asylum went first. Edgar's coming next with his Lancero. So maybe for next year I'll do a Lancero, but not this year because we have stuff going on in the company. We just don't like to compete with each other.
So you're third in line to take off with your limited edition Echa-Cera Lancero. Got it.
Maybe.
I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing.
I mean, really, if you want to do something, you really don't do it. So it's like kind of like communism. Like you just don't. I mean, you all just are like, you don't. I mean, you guys are really that tight where you don't do that. Like if you're like, I want to do a Lancero, and you're like, well, I guess I got to put my name on the fucking list and like wait for it to come around. Is that really how it works? Because that's crazy to me.
We let each other take turns, and I am
crazy.
The last one to come on board. It's like being, the youngest kid. You get the hand-downs from everybody.
But you need to start fighting your way to the top. Start clawing and fighting your way up to the top.
You got some wicked nails too. Look at those nails. You could mess somebody up with those little blue devils.
Yeah, but then you have Edgar, and Edgar has guns, so you don't mess with Edgar.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tattoos and doesn't he have all the piercings and all that, or is that just the artwork?
No, that's just the artwork. He has a lot of tattoos and guns and stuff, and you don't want to mess with Edgar.
No, it doesn't sound like it. I mean, just not that tattoos don't worry me, but it's the guns that.
No, the guns.
If you show up with to a knife fight with a gun, you're gonna win. I had a question, damn it, and now I can't think of what it was.
You said a cuss word.
And it was actually it was fucking relevant, man. I had a question.
Oh, look at you dropping the F-bombs.
And now I can't think of what it was. Son of a bitch.
Dude, guess what? My slave labor is about to show up at the house.
Jared. All right, well, let's go ahead and do this. Do these giveaways.
No, we don't have to. I'm just saying he's getting close. He's in Round Rock.
Oh, we should make him come on the show and talk to us. He will flip out. Jared.
No, he wouldn't know what to do. He wouldn't know what to do.
Grace, just for a little bit of background, Jared's one of the guys who writes for Cigar Federation, and he was with us at IPCPR. He was with us at IPCPR last year, and he was deathly afraid of getting in front of the camera and interviewing anyone. So we were actually talking about Barry Steiner a little bit earlier. That was who we had him interview because we knew Barry would make him comfortable or uncomfortable, depending on how you look at it.
Barry started rubbing his ear.
Yeah,
it got quite weird quite quick.
No, that was funny. Like I thought it was funny. I thought it was a good interview.
I thought it was too.
Like really, with Barry, you don't even really have to ask him any questions. He'll just start talking. So
yeah, exactly.
It made it pretty easy. What the hell was my question?
I don't know, man.
I know, but I lost it.
Echa-Cera the sorceress, not a mind reader.
It's true. It is a sorceress. Echa-Cera is a sorceress. No, that had nothing to do with it. Good try, though.
I don't even know. You just completely threw me off.
No, go ahead. That's the Echa-Cera is a sorceress. That's what it means.
Oh, really? A sorceress?
Mm-hmm.
So how did that
What
come about?
translation is that?
That's what I wanted to ask. We'll get back to that. With the blend information, all I could find was Nicaraguan. What's the wrapper? Can you tell us what the wrapper is?
A Nicaraguan Habano.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, but the filler that was from, there's jalapa filler in there and right?
Esteli.
And Esteli. Okay, that was what I wanted to know. Nicaraguan Habano. Okay, that's what I thought it was, and I was actually going to venture a guess, but then it's one of those things where I didn't want to write it down because if I was so wrong, then it would be like, oh, Rob's stupid. So,
no.
No, it would be. It would be Rob stupid because I get enough of that already, and I don't need more of it. And everybody's saying that Rob says every cigar is creamy.
You do say every cigar is creamy, dude.
Did you smoke the cigar? Tell me it's not creamy.
What did I say? I said it tastes like unleavened bread.
Does it sound? Is it creamy to you though?
I mean,
like the main flavor in the cigar, other than cedar, for me was cream.
I said cedar and unleavened bread.
And then you got all weird with unleavened. Like I don't think anybody knows what that means except for you.
Well, yeah, I bet a lot of people do. Grace, I bet you know what unleavened bread is.
I don't.
Yeah, I was fairly confident based on the way I was watching her reactions when you said unleavened, and there was a little bit of this.
It means bread. It's like when you're in church or whatever, and they give you the wafer. It's Jesus took bread with his disciples, right? But with no yeast. Basically, just means bread with no yeast.
Okay, well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure.
I mean, Jesus ate it, so I mean, it's got to be good, right?
Well, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
if Jesus smoked cigars, then Echa-Cera would have been his cigar.
Yeah, he'd have smoked a freaking Echa-Cera. He would have rocked it too. He would have rocked it. He wouldn't even have cared. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why we got on the Jesus topic because I'm not like the most religious person either. But yeah, I mean, anyways, unleavened bread. That's not a bad thing. It's just an old thing.
Okay, well then, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to backtrack at all. This is the creamiest cigar I've ever smoked, and I don't say that every cigar is creamy. I don't.
All right. Well,
now every time he's going to write the word creamy, he's going to think about it and be like, "What else can I write?"
No, you're right. He's going to be like, "Oh, let me get the thesaurus out."
Yeah, the next 20 reviews that I write, which is going to take me 4 years. The next 20 reviews for the next 4 years will not say the word creamy in it. It's guaranteed.
That's fucking great. Anyways, let's pick this winner.
Yeah, let's do these giveaways because Grace has a house full of people. So
yeah, so everyone online, I'm not gonna get creative. First person that emails me, Logan at Cigar Federation, with Echa-Cera in the subject line and their full name and mailing address will win a box.
And Echa-Cera has to be spelled right.
And you have to spell Echa-Cera right, and Rob's gonna have to validate it because I can't spell it right. Because it's a complicated name.
Actually, looking at it now, it's like now I just can't not pronounce it right. You know, now it's like one of those posters where you could see the image, but if you can't see it, you can't see it. But then now you look at it like you can't not see it.
Like,
I can't not pronounce it right.
You just see him.
Exactly. Waldo. Where is Waldo these days? That guy, he kind of disappeared.
Dude, Waldo is legit.
He was. I was a little bit old for Waldo.
Dude, that was right in my wheelhouse.
No, I was more of a highlights kid when I went to the doctor. They didn't have Where's Waldo.
I loved highlights.
Is highlights still? It must be still around because you're like half my age.
I think it is.
I am not half your age. My mom did a subscription for it when I was a kid, and I loved it. I loved puzzles and word games and stuff like that, so I loved highlights.
I remember there was something on like the back cover. Maybe you had to find stuff on the back cover.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that sticks out. And the only other thing, when I think of that, for some reason, I think of the Great Space Coaster, which I know both of you are way too young to know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, you don't know about the Great Space Coaster. Somebody out there watching must know about the Great Space Coaster. Bill knows about the Great Space Coaster. He's too old to know about it.
Bill knows about World War II. He's so damn old. But in a good way.
No, Bill is awesome. We give Bill a hard time, but he's a lot of fun.
Bill's a cool guy. All right. Spell Echa-Cera for me.
Grace, I'll
Echa-Cera.
let you do it.
Am I in the spelling bee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Echa-Cera. H-E-C-H-I-C-E-R-A.
You should have asked him to use it in a sentence.
My Echa-Cera is smoking phenomenally.
And then, like, you know, like language of origin, all those stupid questions that those kids ask when they're just trying to figure out how to spell it. Like, can you use it in a sentence in past tense? You know, like, I don't know.
Do they get that crazy with it?
It's like, I mean, I'm not like a spelling bee expert, but I've seen.
I was a math geek.
What's that?
Really?
I was a math geek. I wasn't into, you know, language arts and stuff.
So you're all about the spreadsheets, huh? No.
Dude, I love spreadsheets, dog.
Yeah,
you know that.
No, I don't even know what a spreadsheet is. So do we have a winner?
Yeah, we do. Mike Poozin.
Oh, yeah, some good questions. That's good.
I know. So it all worked out. The stars aligned. The sorcerer was watching over us.
Cool. All right, so Mike, who's the big winner? Mikey's the big winner.
Mikey's a big winner.
Mikey!
Mikey's the big winner. Oh, I love it. That's such
I'll mail it out sometime next year.
You're worse than me with that stuff.
That's not true. That's hold on. That is bullshit. Like, I'll send it out probably in the next few days. I'll do it before I go to India.
No, did you see with that the guy who kept emailing us about the one that the prize that just arrived recently? I can't remember what it was for.
Yeah, and emails like 6 times.
Well, when you look at it, I dropped it off at the post office. Nobody cares about this, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway. I dropped it off at the post office on the 2nd, and it didn't get processed and mailed out until the 6th.
That's weird.
What's that about? Making me look bad when I did my job.
I know, man.
That's about.
Everybody hates Rob.
I'm telling you. It's a bunch of bullshit. Man. But anyway, Grace, thank you so much for hanging out with us and putting up with all of our
shenanigans.
Shenanigans, thank you. It's a good word choice. We appreciate it, and we will. We're looking forward to the Lancero. I'm gonna start. That's it. That's going out tomorrow. News. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I'm just kidding. No, TMZ will lie about the news, but I won't.
I love TMZ. That's my guilty pleasure.
They've you know, there need to be some checks and balances on those TMZ folks.
Yeah, there it does.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a topic for another time. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And we'll be in touch, and we'll see you in Vegas.
Absolutely.
And leather pants.
Leather pants and tube top.
Hey, man, if you get me the shirt, I'll wear it. I don't give a fuck. I will totally do it.
So, Logan, you're going to go buy some leather pants?
Hey, man, if it's one of those things where someone's going to tell me that I won't do it, you know how I am. I'll be damned, hell or high water. I'll fucking do it just to prove you wrong.
You know what we need to do? We need to turn this into a big promotion. You buy the leather pants, and then we need all these different cigar companies to give us patches to put on your leather pants.
That's
and
hot.
You'll just be a
but I
want to
be in the front.
No, you're getting the tube top. Well, you're going to be right in the front that no one wants to see from.
I mean, you get all this man meat right here. It's going to be great.
I love it.
I'll do it, man. I'll fucking do it. I'm telling you.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, that's going to happen. We'll get some video and some pictures, and that's going to get weird. But anyway, Grace, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll be in touch. If you guys are looking for Grace Sotolongo, pretty much everywhere, you guys know where she is. So go watch the rest of the heat and tell your family we all said hello.
I will. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Adios. Thank you, Grace.
Guys, thanks for all your support. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys next Thursday with Cigar Oasis. And we're going to have some pretty serious giveaways with Cigar Oasis, so that's one you're going to want to be at for real. So anyway, we appreciate it. Everybody stay safe. Have a good weekend.
Bye, people.